So welcome back to Python tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to look at Python operators, right? Python useful operators, right? That helps us to carry our tasks faster. All right, so the very first operator we are going to look at is the range function, right? So I'm going to go over how you can use the range function in Python, right? So let's say I want to create a list, and I say, let's say A, and I say A is equal to, and I want to create a list, and this is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, right? So this is actually, if I want a list that will get to like 100 or 1000, this is actually like stressful, right? So what I can easily do is I will come here and I will say list, right? And I will do something like, I say range, okay? Then I'll have this parentheses, then I'll say range, let's say range 20, right? And of course, you see, it gives us a list. I can store this thing in A. I can say A is equal to this, and whenever I call A, right? Whenever I call A, and of course you get to see this. Okay, so something you need to notice is that this 20, the value you're putting in here is not inclusive, right? It is exclusive. That is why you see, because Python start at 0 and gives you 20, that is 19. Okay, it is exclusive. So if I want this thing to end at 20, all I can do is I will say 21, and I will run this, and of course we'll have 20, right? And if let's say I don't want 0, right, to be there, so what do I do? That is why we have this Python range function. It has a step, right? It has it has a start, okay, it has a stop, and it has a step. Okay, so now let me just mark down this and run. All right, so if I want this, if I don't want 0, maybe I want it to start from 1, what do I do? So what I do is that I can copy this and then come here, paste it here, and here it's okay, I want it to start at 1 and comma 21, because I want it to start from 1 to 20, because 21 is not inclusive, right? It's exclusive. So when I call on A, and of course I have from 1 to 20. All right, so how about if I wanted to give a step of 2, right? I want it to, after 1, I want it to go to 3 or 4 or 5, like I want to just give it a step, right? So all I can do is to come over here, then paste this, then say 1 comma, right? This is the start. Okay, the first value is the start, the second value is the stop, and now we have a third value, which is the step of 2. And I run, and I call on A, and it goes like this: 1, of course you have 3, right? It jumps 2 and goes to 3, correct? So this is how it actually works. All right, so how about we see it in a range function, right? In a for loop, all right? We can loop through it also, rather. So when I say for, let's say for num in range, in range, let's say range 50, right? And I say print num, right? And please remember that in for loop, this can be anything, like it can be I, it can be underscore, it can be anything, right? So when I run this file, of course you see it in range 50. Okay, so let's do something else. Let's give this range 10, right? And like I explained before in this Python tutorial, and if this for loop, when you have this thing here, this letter here, let's say for I, all right, and then you have this, and maybe I want to print like cool, right? I want to print cool 10 times, right? I will just say cool, and let me just put this, and I run. Of course, you see it shows cool. So this is actually how the range function is being used. And one more thing, if you just say range and you say range 15, or let's say 16, and you run, of course it just produces this 0 and 16, which is the start and the stop, right? So this is it. So something you want to do, you just want to like enclose it inside a list and just say list, and you run. Of course it comes out, right? All right, so something else I want us to look into is the enumerate function. All right, enumerate function. Let me just type it out here, enumerate, right? And let me just give it a markdown and run. Okay, so what is this? So let's say I want to print something, I want to write out something, right? And let's say I say name, which is my name, is equal to Anderson, right? And I want to loop through this Anderson, right? So something I want to do, since it's my name, let's start with a capital letter. So all right, so name is equal to Anderson, and I say index count, right? Index count. So index count, and I give it a 0, right? Because I want to loop through it, right? So now I say for letter in my name, right? And sorry, in name, right? I want to loop through it. I want to, what I'm trying to do here is that I want to get every index here. I want to know the index of A, the index of N, the index of D, right? So now I say print, okay, I will say print, print, and then I have my f string, right? I hope you remember this, right? I have my f string, and I say, then here I say okay, I say at index, then I have to put these curly braces, then let me copy this index count at this index, right? Then I have my comma, and I say letter is, then I want to know the letter, then I just say okay, then I say it's letter, right? Let me say letter, okay. All right, then I want to go out of here and I want to give this an increment, right? I want to give this index count an increment. If not, we are just going to have 0 0 0. Okay, let me run so you see. So now index 0, right, is not incrementing. Letter is A at index 0, letter is N, right, it's not incrementing, so I want to give it an increment. So I come here and I say index count is plus equal to 1, right? So when I run this, of course you say at index 0, letter is A, right? Then if I come down here, say at index 5, letter is S. Okay, so of course, you know, if I do something like this and I say this is equal to, and I come here and I say this, and I say plus, and I run, of course it produces the same thing. All right, so but that is actually a simpler way to do it, right? It is actually simple, like writing shorter code and the rest, right? So that is why we actually do it like this. Okay, let me just do it. All right, so now, so what this enumerate function helps us to do is it helps us to get the index, right, without writing so much code. So you can say, oh, how is that possible? All right, so I will just quickly copy these, and I will just quickly copy these here, right? And then I will come here and I'll paste it here. Sorry, okay, yeah, you can see it now. So I'll just take out this one, right? And of course I will take out this one, right? So now I will put this in brackets, and all I have to do is enumerate, right? Enumerate. Okay, so now we just say item. For item in enumerate name, right? For item, for item, and I will say print item. Okay, print item, and I run. Of course, you can see it returns back a tuple. You know what a tuple is, right? 0 an A, 1, an N, 2. So it just generates, it automatically generates the indexes for us, right? So now this is not looking nice, right? I can do tuple unpacking, right? Of course, we know that we covered that in the previous class. So if I want to do tuple unpacking here, all I can do is to just come over here and paste this code, and I have to like say A, comma B, right? And I'll be like in rate name, and I say print, rather than saying print item, I'll say print A, right? A, of course, when I run it, just get just the indexes, right? Then I come here and I say B, you just get the letters. So something I can do is I say print A, print B, which is the letters, right? And I come here again and I say print A, okay? Say print A, and of course I get 0, 1, right? Now let me just do it like this so that the number comes before the letter. Okay, so here when I run, of course you see 0 is A. Then let's say I want to give a space to differentiate between this first one, 0 and A, and 1 and N. All I have to do is I come here and I put an empty string, right? There are so many ways you can do this though, but so I put an empty string, and yeah, so when I run this, of course you have this, there's now a space, 0 and A, 1 and N, 2 and D. Okay, so